Hey folks, it's Susan at the Rock Shop at 311 Broadway, historic downtown Paducah, where positive energy works. And it is mid-April 2021, and I have some messages of hope from the angels for you today. I pulled 4 different angelic guidance cards, and I thought that they were so profound and they really touched me. And I know that a lot of you who watch me on my channel, you tend to go through a lot of the same things that I'm going through, so I knew that you would be interested. So the first message was from Archangel Michael, and it was to remember who you are. Yeah. You are a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. You know, I think during these very trying times, a lot of us start to forget that we are spiritual beings having a physical experience. I'll let that set with you for just a moment. That is very different than a physical being having a spiritual experience. Yeah, very, very different. When you really understand that you are a spiritual being, your soul, having a physical experience for your learning, your growth, your empowerment, you start to really understand the rules of the game. And the game is that you're bringing whatever it is into your life that your soul needs or wants for its growth. And sometimes those lessons on the surface appear to be very negative and hard and trying and disempowering, when in fact they are exactly what you need in order to figure out what's holding you back and how to get around it or to get rid of it. Because the next card that I pulled then was Divine Order. And this was from Archangel Raguel. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Okay? So for example, let's say you decide you want to take a trip and you're at point A and you want to go to point B. And so you head off, but unknown to you, there was a bunch of obstacles in the way from getting from point A to point B. And you're going to need to either clear them or go around them, okay? And so you set your intention, the universe responds and says, well, listen, there's a detour that I really recommend that you take because it's going to save you a lot of time in the long run. It's going to be a little easier and you don't need a chainsaw. But you're like, no, I got to get there in a big hurry. I got to get from A to B and I'm going to go my way. And, you know, I'm not taking no detour. I haven't got time for detours. Oh, that was like what I would do, right? So you take point A to point B and you realize that there's a downed tree in the middle of the road. And you're like, oh my gosh, there's a downed tree in the middle of the road. I need a chainsaw, but I don't have a chainsaw. I got to go back and get a chainsaw. When in fact, if you had just taken the detour, as the angelics had suggested, you would have avoided all of that in the first place. So the point is, everything is working out the way it should be. So whether or not you feel like there's something that's popped up in your life that's maybe slowing you down or taking you away from your path, stay focused. Stay focused on your true intention. If your true intention is to get healthy, is to be prosperous, is to be in loving relationships, to have peace and harmony in your life, stay focused, okay? And recognize that the things that pop up in your life are your soul's way of saying, well, you know, you said you want to be peaceful, but you really need to deal with this in the meantime. And deal with it. And deal with it with love and with a little humor and say, oh, I can see where that is not helpful when I want to be mindful. So Divine Order. So thank you, Archangel Raguel. That was a good reminder. Things are exactly the way they need to be right now. Now, I'm not saying you need to stay there, especially if they're not particularly a pleasant situation. But see it for its divine order and the underlying reason it's there. Okay. The next card I picked was Clairsentience. And this was again from Archangel Raguel. He was really busy with me this morning. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings. as they signify divine guidance. I take that one real personally because I had been experiencing some symptoms of GERD, which is that reoccurring acid reflux stuff. And I went to the doc and got some tests done, and thank you, they all came back negative. Basically, there's nothing wrong. In fact, the doctor even said, based on the test results here, and they did an endoscopy, so they got to look down my throat, down my gullet, okay? They said, based on what I'm seeing here, I don't know why you're having all of these symptoms. Yay! So that validated my suspicion that it was really more rooted in emotion and stress. And so I paid attention to my reoccurring physical symptoms and my emotional. And I said, you know what, I am working awful hard. I'm not taking enough time for myself. I'm not meditating regularly like I had been doing. And so I stopped and did those things I know to do and took care of myself, took a couple of days off, went bird watching, which is one of my most pleasurable things that I can possibly do. Meditated, took mini naps. And you know what? My symptoms pretty much disappeared. So it's very physical, but it was rooted in energetics. So pay attention. What's going on in your life? Reoccurring emotions, anger, jealousy, fear, okay? Those are messages from the divine. And the message is pay attention and deal with it. Move it out of the way. Get your chainsaw out if you need to. Hack that sucker down and have it hauled off because it's in your way. So notice, pay attention, observe. Okay? But don't get all wrapped around the axle about it. Observe it, move it along. The next one I pulled 4, was moon cycles. And this one was from Archangel Haniel. Notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize on those cycles. Well, it's April the 11th. Tomorrow is a new moon, and new moons are a perfect time to set new intentions and to start new. So what I'm going to plan on doing is going to do a little candle ceremony, a little meditation, set some intentions. And my intention is to pay attention to my reoccurring symptoms, which is instead of looking at my symptoms of GERD as like, this is really awful and I'm not feeling well, it's my indicator. It's a perfect indicator that I'm not managing my stress. And so the minute I start to feel indigestion, what emotion am I getting all wrapped around? What's coming up? Literally, what's coming up? What's that acid in my system? And deal with that emotion, calm down, take my stress, take care of my physical body, take care of my emotional body, and pay attention. What's my body really telling me? Honor my body. My body's way smarter than my brain. And so what's my body telling me? Am I eating foods that it's finding difficult to digest? Am I eating emotions that are not really helpful? And so pay attention, folks. What are the reoccurring things going on in your life? And the new moon. Tomorrow's the new moon. But you can set new intentions any time of the month. So set some new intentions. What are some of your intentions? How would you like to see this next 30 days unfold for you? So I hope that those messages really touched you today. I know they did me. So this is Susan at the Rock Shop. And if you find this video helpful and you like my channel, I'd sure appreciate a thumbs up. Those are always great. And then hit the subscribe button, and then there's a little bell. If you hit that, they'll let you know when I put out a new video. So the angels have been very active in my life this week, and I'm fairly confident they've been active in yours. You just got to pay attention, okay? So have a blessed week. Namaste.